Well, Big 12 Media Days are the unofficial start to talking season. Teams did a lot of that in Arlington. Understandably, a lot of attention focused on Brent Venables and the Sooners after that 6 and 7 year one. Here's the best of what they had to say earlier this week.
We've learned, from the past. That's the biggest thing, I think we've got more competitive depth, which is going to lead to more competitive stamina. We were not very good at all in the fourth quarter. A year ago at this time, he couldn't run a player run practice. He couldn't run a player run walkthrough. He wasn't equipped to do that. And I think that's a reflection of a lot of guys on our team. And so we're in a different place. He certainly is, at this point in time to where he was a year ago. We spent a lot of time since January, knowing that we didn't finish games the right way. We had, fourth quarter was our worst quarter.
We're very talented at the receiver position. Very excited about what we got there. A lot of young guys, but at the same time, a lot of genetic freaks that can do a lot of things that other people can't.
There's a humbleness and an appreciation for what it takes to win and how hard it is. And so I think it got a lot of us hungry, and so we're putting in that work. And confidence comes from preparation, so just preparing ourselves and setting ourselves up for a good 2023 season. We
brought in 17 transfers, 23 high school guys, very talented group of players, 40 scholarship players, and 23 preferred walk-ons. I see an improved roster, up and down. The expectations are that, we should be able to do that this year, compete for a championship. And that's our expectations. And it may not be everybody else's, but that's ours.
Big 12 Media voted OSU 7th and OU 3rd in its preseason poll. Defensive end Ethan Downs, OU's only all-conference selection. Dusty, what are your biggest OU takeaways coming out of Arlington?
Well, there are a couple. I'm going to start with Coach Venables. I thought he had a couple of major points that he really did a good job hammering home. Roster depth and being able to finish football games. You heard him talk right there in those clips. The Sooners were 0-5 last year in one-score games, and that's an area he truly believes this team is going to be much improved. Experience and depth, the two areas he identified as the real points of improvement. Despite the lackluster 6 and 7 finish last year, OU recruited extremely well and identified key players in the transfer portal that will add immediate help. Coach Venables says that 97 out of the 123 players on the current OU roster are first or second year players. Wow. Safe to say the staff has completely rebuilt this roster over the last 18 months. And just like the Sooners head coach, I expect it to pay huge dividends. Defensively is really the area that was alarming last year. It was as bad statistically as any Coach Venables has overseen in his 24 years as coordinator or head coach. Upgrading the talent with additions like McCullough, Bothroyd, and Bowen will make an immediate impact. But even the returning players will benefit from being in year 2 in the scheme. Coach shared, as you just heard, an eye-opening anecdote about how Danny Stutzman had been running summer practices like a coach. And last year, that wasn't even possible. I expect the defense will be improved. But, Dean, I'm curious how you feel about Gabriel and that offense in year 2 under Jeff Lebby.
Well, I had a chance to spend a few minutes with the quarterback. Classy, bright, quick, smooth cat, a perfect, scene setter, I guess, for Jackson Arnold. Told me he'll be better, just leadership, his accuracy, and, of course, another year in the system. They need returning tight end Stogner to be healthy and improved. If Barnes gets healthy, they should be fine in the backfield. Receivers, they need deep ball vertical improvement, and we talked about that, Dusty. Hearing rave reviews for freshman Jaquez Petaway, but it's year 1. Stoops leads to the savvy, dependable group. They need breakout seasons from Farouk and/or Gavin Freeman. They need a healthy 6'4" Nick Anderson, speedy transfers Anthony and Thompson to come along, Shelton. Hey, DJ Graham, we saw what he can do stabbing a ball. OU's massively favored until they play Texas. A key, how much will the healthy Gabriel make a difference against Texas? As for Texas, since John Makovich's 8-5 Texas team won the first Big 12 title in '96, somehow Texas won only 2 more titles in the next 26 seasons. 3 in all compared to 1 for OSU, 14 OU. Only Tom Herman's Horns even made it to a conference champ game the last 13 seasons. But Texas sounded and looked like they are the heavy favorites. The best talent in the league, wisely loaded with productive and highly recruited bigs. If quarterback Ewers is half as good as he's shown in the offseason, according to them, it'd be a massive failure if they did not win this league.